Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
All right, great friends. What's going on? Today is Wednesday. It is June 15th. This is Kaplan and crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. I got Grande, and the Brown Man is back. Because as I recall yesterday, not only did Browner bounce on the show, but this all happened during the TV portion of the show, right, Alex? Didn't that happen on TV?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. So he not only got up during the radio show, the podcast, the YouTube show. What we put on Cox Your View last night was the segment where Browner walked off on the show.
Mhm.
That actually happened. That
I
did
believe
happen.
so.
Why would y'all do that?
Why would we do that?
Y'all just put an empty chair on TV?
No.
I mean, no,
I
you
think,
because you logged out, so
yeah, I think that's
couldn't
what
even
happened.
show you.
Right, because I knew you guys would go to the empty chair. That's specifically why I logged out. I know y'all.
Well, no, you were like slunched over, like over in your chair. Oh, I'm sick. I'm gonna throw up. I've got the heat chills. My
Great
stomach.
visual.
I gotta go.
The
Right.
heat
The
chills.
heat chills
What's
are
that?
like when you're like getting the flu and you got like first you're hot, then you're chilly. Like no heat chills.
No.
Yeah, it's like your body
No.
temperature changes really rapidly. Because of
That's just called the chills.
yeah, but then sometimes you're hot and then sometimes you're cold. No,
It's called menopause.
that's if I had to diagnose it without examining you, if I had to diagnose what happened yesterday, that might be it.
I didn't have the chills, fool. I was sweating because I was hot.
Fool.
What are you talking about? I didn't have no cold sweats. I had sweats because I was hot.
You're hungover.
Listen, I was not hungover. I wish I was hungover. There would be an easy way to explain what happened to me, but it was a mystery, so I don't know how it happened. So I'm actually pretty cautious as to what I've eaten. I've only eaten soup since yesterday.
Soup day it is.
From
Soup
Chili's,
day it
or
is.
from Wendy's, like where do you get your
It
soup?
is.
I couldn't leave. I had to go in the cabinet.
Mhm.
I have some whatever
Campbell's chunky
Yeah,
soup.
man. Yeah, but it's like the big old Hardy can type.
Mhm.
The bowl's right there.
Oh, really? So what does that matter to us?
Yeah.
What do we care that the bowl's right there? And
I can
Alex,
go get it.
Alex, I love how you ask him, where do you get soup from? Chili's or Wendy's? Really? Those are the two.
Trying to
First,
think of like what fast food does
Dude,
soup.
you know who has the best soup? And I can't even front.
don't.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A's got good soup.
They got the best chicken soup.
A couple of weeks
kind?
ago, we had a question on the show. If you could only have Chick-fil-A or Chipotle for the rest of your life, which one would you rather have? You
They got
guys,
a lot of people talking.
you guys, I think took Chipotle, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Still would.
More
This
versatile.
a gentleman sent me an email who owns or manages a couple of Chick-fil-A's down in the South Bay of San Diego. And he said, bro, you're so wrong. He goes, Chick-fil-A has salads. Chick-fil-A has soups. Chick-fil-A has grilled chicken. You're making a huge mistake by choosing Chipotle over the menu at Chick-fil-A. And I think I tend to agree with the gentleman. Now, I didn't know that they had the best soup, Brown.
Now, I can't front on that. Soup is fantastic because I also know a person who owns a Chick-fil-A. That's how I got into the soup side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now when I go to one, I see if they have soup.
And I
Some
like-
of them don't. Some of them do.
The gentleman that owns the Chick-fil-A. Like, I'm not disrespecting Chick-fil-A, but in a world where I only have two options, Chipotle has
Right.
all the things you just said too, but in steak, chicken, barbacoa, even veggie. It's just that's why I chose Chipotle is simply because Chick-fil-A only has chicken. That's exactly why I went with Chipotle, because I have options to have the exact same, not the exact same, but the similar food, but with more types of ingredients.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm going to stick with Chick-fil-A on this one. I'm going to stick with chicken.
Well, all right.
All right, there you go.
I mean, if you ask me what kind of what animal am I eating for the rest of my life, I think chicken is probably number one for me.
Ooh, fish for me.
I might go salmon. Salmon. Yeah. There's a lot of guys out there listening right now going, steak. What's wrong with you? Salmon. What the hell's your problem?
Heart attack. That's what's wrong with
Beef,
you, steak man.
Beef, chicken, pig, or fish.
Oh, I'd have to say for me, it's going to go fish,
Salmon.
chicken, fish, chicken, beef, and then pork. Yeah, I think.
For me, it is fish, pig, cow. in that order.
You
There you
don't
go.
have a fourth? Who is it?
No.
You're not even going fish,
No.
pig, cow. You're not even going
Fish,
fish,
pig,
pig.
cow.
Wait, you're a chicken guy,
You're a
though.
chicken guy.
What we talking about? What we talking about forever though?
Yeah, forever.
Forever. That would be my order.
And chicken
Fish.
comes in last?
Yeah. Yeah.
What if
I love chicken?
What if chicken was only in chicken wings?
But what we're
So
saying
we're just
is
taking an animal, and you can cook it
Yeah.
however you want.
right.
I just find that very hard to believe that as much as you love chicken, you're going fish, pig, cow, chicken.
Because fish can have, for me, I've experienced more flavors with fish than I have with chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time when people are doing chicken, they need to bread it, they need to sauce it up, they need to do something to it.
Mm.
With fish, it's very simple, and you can do it to many different things. You don't even have to bread it.
Dude,
Most of the chicken that's good is breaded.
you know that Egg Fest the other day, I think one of my favorite things that I ate was the bacon wrapped chicken.
See? Wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, it was so damn good. And then I will
That
admit,
smoked salmon we had, though,
that smoked
wasn't
salmon,
wrapped in nothing.
smoked salmon was fire. I did on Monday night stop at a Chick-fil-A. I got to admit it.
What'd you get?
I got the same thing I always get, which I'm always trying to talk myself out of it, and then I just never do. I get a spicy chicken deluxe sandwich, but I don't want the fries, you know? So instead of fries, I get an 8-piece nugget. God darn it, those things are good. And the Chick-fil-A sauce, I'm late to the party, people, but I'm now all Chick-fil-A sauce all the time.
McDonald's got better nuggets.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
McDonald's got better nuggets. I wouldn't even.
You wouldn't front?
No, I wouldn't even get into that back and forth with you because it's more personal preference with the McDonald's nugget.
Mhm.
It has more nostalgia for me
Mhm.
and taste.
Mhm.
So I would go with the McDonald's nugget.
Alex, McDonald's nugget versus Chick-fil-A nugget. Any information, any knowledge, any feedback?
Full disclosure, I don't think I've ever had the Chick-fil-A nuggets. I just get
Okay.
sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
But
All right, well, let me-
full disclosure, I would never order McNuggets probably ever again.
No one calls them McNuggets.
Why
That's full
not?
disclosure.
They called chicken McNuggets?
No, they're just called nuggets.
Oh,
I
really?
think they're called chicken McNuggets.
They're called chicken nuggets.
I like dinosaur nuggets better than I like McDonald's chicken McNuggets.
I know nuggets.
Dino nuggets.
Yeah, those are good.
Shout out to the Dino nuggets.
Yeah, when they're microwaved and they're greasy and they're soft and stuff. Those
Kid's
are
best
so
friend
good, man.
is a Dino nugget.
Those are awesome. All right,
They're
look.
literally called McNuggets, by the way.
Yeah, they're called chicken McNuggets, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
I just go give me them nuggets.
All right, look, I'm gonna say this. We're in the 7 Mile Casino studio. This is Kaplan and crew, Grande and the Brown Man. And honestly, if I don't stop the conversation right now, we'll go 20 minutes discussing the difference between Chick-fil-A nuggets and McDonald's nuggets and whatever else. So let me jump right in, guys. Let's start with this, Alex. Last night, the Padres beat the Cubs, but the Dodgers beat the Angels. So let's start with the standings, because I'm getting a lot of people that are hitting me up on social media going, dude, the Padres are in first place. And I said, yeah. And they're like, well, you should kind of be excited about that. And I'm telling everybody, I'm not getting excited until after the All-Star break. But I will say this, there's a difference between being excited, which is where you get your emotion involved, versus being impressed, where you're kind of putting on more of an analytical thought process. And I'm super, ultra impressed that the Padres have not had Tatis the entire first half of this season.
Will not have Tatis.
And he ain't coming back anytime soon, by the way. I mean, my prediction was after the All-Star break, and I don't think it's going to be immediately after the All-Star break. It might be August. By the way, he might miss the whole season. That is absolutely, unfortunately, a possibility. But isn't it interesting that they're in first place in June with the Dodgers, and they haven't had their most dynamic player? Here's the standings. Grande, here you go.
Yeah, the Padres have played 2 more games than the Dodgers. So the Dodgers are 38-23. Padres are 39-24. They are tied for first at the moment, 3 games ahead of the San Francisco Giants.
And by the way, the Dodgers winning percentage, 623, because of the 2 less games. The Padres winning percentage at 39-24, 619. Shout out to Rey Mysterio. Shout out to Reggie Bush. Shout out to area codes.
Shout out to area codes.
That's right.
Yeah. Were you guys disappointed, surprised, or what was your reaction to the news that Tatis is now essentially week to week with no date for another CT scan and him picking up a bat doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon.
This is perfect. Again, All-Star break. After All-Star break, he would now have had an entire, literally almost 6 months to have rested that shoulder, and now to rehab this wrist. There's no reason to rush him back. The team is in a great position. They're playing great. They've got great rhythm. So there's no reason to rush him back. You don't need him. There's no overarching need for him yet. They're surviving without him. Post All-Star break, it will be like you made a massive trade. You've influxed, you've put new energy into the ball club, and then things will take off like a rocket from there.
Hope you're right, man. I really do. I hope you're right.
No one freak out about him not coming back yet. It takes time.
Yeah, I see a lot of social media though.
Yeah.
I just see a lot of people though that are, and I'm not talking about like people that I look at as haters or people trying to stir the pot. I see like real fans who are saying things like, the disappointment about Tatis is what a selfish, immature thing that he has done and how it has impacted this team. Because here's the thing. While it's great that they're in first place and tied for first place, and while it's great if you're paying attention to what's going on with the Dodgers, I mean, they got all kinds of issues themselves. But the fact is, if he were playing, they may have won 2, 3, 4 more games. Maybe they could have padded a little bit of a lead. I mean, I'm just saying that I am seeing a lot of reaction on social media with people that are not just, hey, we can't wait to get him back. They're like pretty freaking disappointed that this kid has put himself and this team in this position. I'm kind of in that camp.
Yeah. Look, initially it was upsetting because they've played well. Winning cures all. So it's not an issue for me anymore. Now, if he doesn't come back for the entire year, which also now appears to be a possibility, then maybe. But as of right now, knowing that, feeling like we're going to get him back, the accident and their play has responded well. So I don't have the same energy that I had for it because it doesn't appear to have hurt the team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it hasn't hurt the team because they're still in first place, but it hasn't helped the team win more games, which means they could have been in a better position. Seriously.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They wouldn't have been better with Tatis.
I think the bats would have been better, but him coming in would have moved someone else around, and we don't know what that would have done to the day-to-day lineup.
So they're better without him?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying that his presence on the team may cause someone else to kind of shrink or not be around. Like everyone loves Ha-Seong Kim. So this means when he shows up, Ha-Seong Kim goes away. Where to? How often we see him? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So this is what I'm saying. Because there were people saying, oh, C.J. Abrams, he should go down because of Ha-Seong Kim. And I'm looking like, why? Now people are like, oh, Ha-Seong Kim. Like Alex just said, that's a good thing if he goes away. Why? How? You rather have him over C.J. Abrams? I'm so lost.
Yeah, I'm lost now.
No,
too.
I'd rather have Tatis over both of them. That's what we're talking about.
Me too.
Yeah. So I think they're better. I don't care if I don't think anybody would care if Ha-Seong Kim is not your everyday starter because you have Tatis back.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is that I'm in the camp of, I'm kind of still really disappointed that Tatis hasn't played and that he's not likely to play until well after the All-Star break and may not play so far this year. That's disappointing because the Padres, and this is where I'm giving them a ton of credit, by the way, is that the Padres are here where they are. Shockingly, they are in first place without their most dynamic player. Alex, you pointed out yesterday that their record from last year to this year is virtually the same, and they're kind of right where they were a year ago. The thing that I would be, the thing I'd be bullish about would be what's going on with the Dodgers, because the Dodgers had their highs and lows last year and they had injuries. And there was that one time where they lost like 15 out of 20 games, but the Dodgers are not the same team they were a year ago.
But we say their records are identical. But we spoke about this a couple of days ago. I'm going to speak on this again. They're winning different. They're winning different. They're winning with the pitching. The pitching has been at the forefront of the team's success this year, and I'm more comfortable with that than I am of what we saw last night. Like them getting 10 runs, 12 runs. I'm not comfortable with them winning like that. I think it's awesome, but you're not going to win with this lineup like that for long.
Awesome, but uncomfortable?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Uncomfortable with the way they won, huh?
Yes.
A little weird.
Because to me, 2-3, 4-2 is more comfortable for me with this team because I know they can sustain that. When I see them put up 12 runs, I go, ugh, save some for tomorrow, bro.
Well, I think that's the question, and I think that's what we've been talking about here for the whole first half of the season is this sustainable? So when you're talking about Tatis being out, for sure he's out through the All-Star break. Like that's not even
as he should.
That's a month from now. I think it's the 18th of July, because according to AC, when he picks up a bat, he then at minimum has a 3-week rehab to get to. So, let's say he has a CT scan next week, he clears it, which who knows if he will or not. Then that's 3 weeks after that. That's the All-Star break. So minimum All-Star break, which we've said here all along, but now it's pretty much confirmed. And I just think that's the question. Dude, it's going to be the question until he comes back, because, we talk about, sustainability. You take anybody's best player, whether you think he's the best player or not, on any team, and you have to ask that question. If Mookie Betts leaves the Dodgers for 6 months, can they sustain being as good? Because Mookie Betts is their best player. Like, I know they have other players, but are they sustainable to have the best record in the National League without him? And that's the conversation that we're having right now. As of now, Padres, yes. Up until the All-Star break, it's still a month of baseball we have to play. They're in the middle of 18 games in 17 days. They're bringing up Ryan Weathers today because they don't want to have Joe Musgrove go on a normal 4-day thing, because they've had such success with their pitchers. They've had so much success with their pitchers that every pitcher was like, I hate 6-man rotation. Now, we should bring up Weathers because we really like the 6-man rotation. We don't really want to go on a normal 4 days rest. So it's funny how that works out. Funny how when things are rolling, you don't want to mess with it. So the question is, and it's going to remain, can they sustain it?
Right. And Browner, here comes your boy Weathers, man. This is a big deal for you, man. The Weathers.
It's the comeback
The
tour.
Weathers report.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a big deal for you, man. Here it is.
Forecast looks clear. Get this off the screen.
No, let's take a quick look.
We don't need to see this.
But why would we not want to tell everybody?
It's old. It's old, man.
Right, let's do this. Let's do the Weathers report.
Just literally why I put this year's stats too.
All right, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead here.
Well, last year, from the Padres' best pitcher was 4-7, the 5.32 ERA. This year, he has not played in the majors. Played in El Paso. He is 3-4 with a 7.29 ERA. That's all I'm saying.
So he's not pitched that well, frankly. Losing record, high ERA in AAA, and now they're calling him up tonight.
And we saw, I don't remember what game it was. I think Saturday night, Reese Neer, who also had an above 7 ERA, came in after Mackenzie Gore's poor performance and pitched extraordinary. So the Padres are hoping that Ryan Weathers, and I think this is a fill-in spot. I don't think he's up for good. It's Clevenger's on the IL. We have 18 games in 17 days. We just want a fill-in spot, maybe a second start later. But I don't think Ryan Weathers is up. They got too many starters right now to bring him up if he struggles.
Yeah. All right, well, let's do this. We got a lot more we want to get to. All this baseball talk about the Padres. So the Padres won. The Padres won. I said the Padres won. Your team got smoked.
Yeah.
I say the Padres won. Yeah, what's up, Island boys? So this all goes, though, from the Padres winning and being in first place over to the Dodgers and the Angels, and I want to get to that. Plus, an article in The Athletic that talks about how the Angels may have to make a choice between Ohtani and Trout. I want to talk about that as well, so I'll get there in a second. Hey, guys, Saturday between 12 and 2 p.m., it's time for our next I Thrive IV Lounge. And a lot of people have been asking me about them because anybody who's done them wants to do the next one. So here's the story on the IV Lounge. Right now, if you buy 5 IVs, you get a 6th one for free. If you buy 10 IVs, you get 25% savings. Like we have the Ambacher family, husband and wife both love the IVs. So they are probably better off buying 10 of them because it saves them 25%. This Saturday, 12 to 2, IV Lounge, mimosas, and celebrating dads. So if you're looking for a great gift for dad, get them over to the IV Lounge with us for the I Thrive MD IV Lounge. I'm thinking this weekend about a immune boost. Again, Dr. Fry's going to stop by. We'll talk to her about it. But an immune boost, especially right now with what's going on, people still getting COVID and whatever else. I just want to stay as healthy as possible. I did the immune boost 2 weeks in a row last month, and feeling good. So I Thrive MD, IV Lounge, Saturday, 12 to 2. Big savings for great friends, 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497. Whole show will be hanging out down there, getting IVs and fist bumping, shaking hands. Browner, you're going to need this after this week, that you've had. Just getting sick yesterday.
Facts.
Straight
I
facts.
do. Can't even front.
No, don't front. Don't back.
I tend to back and front depending on what I'm doing.
I'm more of a fronter backer.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah,
whatever get the job done,
That's right. Hey, so the Padres won. We talked a little bit about that situation in the Tatis deal. Let's talk about how the Dodgers situation impacts what's going on with the Padres. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. We're coming right back.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Please welcome in tax attorney Adam Brewer. Adam, thanks so much for joining us again on Main Street Living.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be back.
So, of course, we have more tax questions for you. First of all, what are the types of business entities that business owners can use?
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd ask this question. So this time of year, this is when, business owners probably just got handed a pretty big tax bill. And so naturally, the next question is, how can they save taxes? How can they save on taxes? And so that's where these business entities really, they may come in. So yeah, what we're looking at is corporations or limited liability companies, more commonly called LLCs. So definitely by using either a corporation or an LLC, business owners may be able to really save on taxes. For the most part, when we talk about tax savings, we're looking at like an S Corp election. And so again, an LLC can do that, a corporation can do that. But the net result is you want to save on what's called self-employment tax. So for 2022, a business owner is going to, by default, pay self-employment tax on the first $147,000 of taxable income. So that's 15.3%. By doing an S Corp election, putting yourself on payroll, you can really drive down how much of your income you have to pay that 15.3% at. Beyond the tax savings, it just offers an extra level of protection between the business owner's personal assets, say their home, and their business operation. So, no matter what business you operate, you're going to have some exposure to liability. So an entity like a corporation, like an LLC, it just puts that extra level of protection between the business and then what the owner has on their personal side.
Yeah, well, clearly a plethora of information that you always provide to us, Adam. We appreciate you being on the show. Where can our viewers get in touch with you for more tax help?
Yeah, like always, they can visit my website, triumphovertax.com, or feel free to pick up the phone. You can always give me a call, 619-591-9500.
Main streets are the heart of our communities, where we connect with our neighbors, support local businesses, and share new adventures. Main Street Living celebrates all of this, bringing you uplifting stories with guests from across the country and your community. From our street to your street, Main Street Living, Mondays at 9 on Your View.
Main Street Living celebrates Pride Month in partnership with Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Welcome back This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Hey, great friends, what's happening? It is Wednesday. Today is June 15th. This is Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Hey, guys, we were talking about the Padres and their win last night in Chicago and being tied for first place with the Dodgers. And we were talking about Tatis and when he's going to come back and when he's going to get clear. We were having these kinds of conversations if you're just getting with us. The Dodgers were playing the Angels last night, and I want to get into that a little bit. Before I do, here's the thing. We've been hyping Musgrove so much. By the way, Alex, how's the Pay That Man t-shirt doing? Are we finding any success?
I haven't checked.
Really? Do people want the Pay That Man t-shirt?
I'm sure they do. It's up.
I'm so looking forward to seeing people wearing the Pay That Man t-shirt. Then you either travel because you're going to some Padre games. Like we have a listener named Affy who is in Chicago watching these Padres Cubs games, and he's sending us videos on social media, like during the tornado, watch how everybody was in the concourse. Have you guys seen those videos?
Yeah, it was awesome. Shout out to him.
Yeah, Affy, way to go, man. Appreciate you, brother. But anyway, where was I? I was on something.
Pay That Man.
Pay That Man t-shirt. I'm looking forward to somebody wearing a Pay That Man t-shirt, being in an opposing team's stadium and having the broadcast team go, oh, look, there's Padre fans here. Because like last night they showed some Padre fans in Chicago, and my daughter, who's like she's a huge Padre fan, she's like, oh, shout out Padres. And I'm like, oh, because there's Padre fans.
Mud and Jesse were talking about how there's a lot of brown and gold around the Wrigley Field, and they're saying how it's very rare, but that now that everywhere they go, there's more and more Padre fans pop
How
in.
about that? How do you like that? I find that interesting because listen,
It also stands out a lot more. I'm a big believer in that these colors stand out so much more than that white and navy that you notice it. It's impossible not to see. Like no one wears brown.
Yeah.
No one's wearing yellow on a normal day.
Right.
So when you go to a game, that brown stands out a lot more.
We talk about how other fan bases want to come to Southern California to see their teams play. Chicago and Wrigley Field is a stop that every baseball fan wants to go to.
Oh, dude, for sure. After I went there for the bachelor party and did the tour, I was like, I gotta come watch a game here. I have to.
I know. My daughter was like, oh, we've been there, Dad. Remember? And I was like, yeah, I remember that I was back home working while you and your brother and your two sisters and mom were out vacationing, and you guys went to Wrigley Field. Yeah, I remember the ball cap that I bought you that day and all the popcorn and soda and everything while I was here working.
You're welcome for that trip, by the way.
I know. I texted a friend of mine the other day. I'm like, are you in Italy? And he's like, no. He goes, you're seeing my wife on social media, right? I go, yeah, your wife, your kids. He's like, yeah, I'm here paying for it. She's there having fun.
Nice.
Yep. I know.
Very nice.
All right. So listen, here's the thing about the Padres and the Dodgers. And I guess what I was trying to finish off the thought was when you buy that Pay That Man t-shirt and you're at an opposing ballpark and they catch you on TV, that's going to be dope. When you buy the Pay That Man t-shirt and you're at Petco Park and they put you on TV, that's going to be dope. Because when the people from Bally Sports, the broadcast, when they start to see people wearing Pay That Man, they're going to show it on TV. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get mine on Monday.
Yours comes in on Monday?
I just checked the shipping details.
Yeah. Okay.
Should be here by Monday.
Browner, have you bought a Pay That Man t-shirt yet?
Come on, man. You know why I stand on that. You know I can't do that. It goes against everything my principle is about this young fella. I can't go. I can't.
But you do want to pay that man.
Yeah, I want to pay that man the right sum that works for the team moving forward.
That's why it's a universal shirt.
No.
Right.
The shirt is universal. The fraying is universal. It doesn't say pay that man $20 million. It says pay that man. You want Joe Musgrove here next year, do you not?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you get a pay that man shirt, that's not implying pay that man $25 million. That's not implying pay that man $200 million contract. That's implying to please, Padres, don't lose this guy. Keep this guy. We love this guy. We want this guy on the team. Pay that man. Make him
that's very convincing. That is very persuasive. That was outstanding. That was great. You come on. He didn't persuade you to buy a Pay That Man t-shirt.
That has never been the context of this conversation. That has never been
the context of the t-shirt
at all. The t-shirt arrived from the conversation. So the root of the T-shirt is the
I feel like
conversation
you are
in which I did not agree
like
on.
you're
We
you're
got to this point
yeah.
because of I didn't
I
agree.
feel like you're hindering our T-shirt sales.
Well, I
Don't
know
do
my
that to
son
me.
feels that way very strongly. He's like, Dad, I listen on the radio and Browner's saying that he's not going to buy one and he doesn't want other people to buy one and that he thinks pay that man is not
First of
good.
all,
That's he's like, Dad, it's bad for t-shirt sales. I'm like, look, I don't think it is bad for t-shirt sales myself because there's a whole bunch of people that are out there that probably agree with Browner that the number 20 million is too much for Joe Musgrove. I personally think 20 million is now going to be considered a bargain. I'm going to tell you right now, he's getting more than 20 million if he's not with the
wow.
Padres. If he's not with the Padres, he will get more than 20 million. Just
I
telling you
hope
that.
he goes to the Dodgers and gets 35.
Oh, dude.
I would
Why would you
listen
hope
if
that?
you want to, because if they want to give that man $35 million, that's 35 million they can't give to somebody else. We have an opportunity here to cement this thing for a good 5 years going forward.
So then
Why
pay that
mess it
man.
up?
Then pay that man.
Again,
He's a part of it.
I'm not saying not to pay him. I'm just saying be fiscally responsible when it comes to a picture of this
Dude,
skill set.
No. You see, here again, this is a wonderful thing that you have just said. Because here again, this goes to show the difference between you, new Padre fan, and me, already scarred, beaten down Padre observer for many years. Here's the thing: fiscally responsible. I don't want to hear about fiscal responsibility. I was sold fiscal responsibility for all those years after Petco Park opened. I was told before Petco Park opened, when we get a ballpark, we're going to be able to spend money. Then they got a ballpark and they didn't spend money. Now they've got an owner who's willing to really dish out the money. Fiscal responsibility. They gave Will Myers that contract. They gave Eric Hosmer that contract. They gave Manny Machado a $30 million a year contract when they never gave out money like that. Then they signed Tatis. $20 million right now for Joe Musgrove. That's going to be a bargain. And if he's not with the Padres next year, he'll make more. Me personally, as Peter Seidler, his investors, that's their money. That's why they make cash calls. That's why they bring more in. They're lucky that the stadium is practically sold out every night. They're crushing it in merch sales. I don't want to hear fiscal responsibility. Spend.
My question to you
Preach, by the
would
way.
be
Thank you.
how can you sit
Amen.
here?
Thank you.
How can either of you, the church choir over here,
That's right.
how can you two sit here
Mm-hmm.
and complain about the Hosmer contract and complain about the Myers contract?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I say, let's be fiscally responsible with the Musgrove contract, you guys go, hey, ain't my money. So either you can complain about the contracts that are already on the books that are hurting us, as we can clearly see, or we can go forward being strategic and smart. There's nothing wrong with being strategic and smart. You can offer him 15 to 18 million is my range. You can offer him that.
Okay, so
and
then why can't you wear a T-shirt that says "Pay that man"? Pay him 15 million, pay him 18 million, pay him 25 million.
Y'all want
Pay
to
that
pay him
man.
20.
Peter Seidler came from the Dodgers owner, the family that owned the Dodgers. So I don't want to hear about fiscal responsibility and however you just phrased it about being smart with my money. I want to do what the Dodgers do. If you're going to be in the same division as the Dodgers, the same way the Red Sox are in the same division as the Yankees, you got to spend like them to win like them. So when the Dodgers go and give Trevor Bauer 120 million and it blows up in their face, okay, let's move on. Let's get somebody else. When the Dodgers go out and trade for Mookie Betts and then give him a massive extension, that's what I want the Padres to do. Because if you really want to be a real contender for a World Series, these are the facts. You are in the division with the Dodgers. They have the highest paid payroll in baseball. And if you want to compete with them, that's the kind of money you're going to want to use. So don't come out here every press conference as a Padres owner saying we are going to compete for championships if you're not willing to spend like a championship team. In baseball, it's about spending money. You can try and do it other ways like the Royals did in 2015, but that's rare. Look who's winning the World Series. The guys that go out and get talent, spend for talent, and acquire talent. So go do that.
Yeah, and here's the last thing on that, at least from my perspective. Last thing. Browner, last thing from me. You ready? And you'll have the last word. Here, last thing from me. The Padres told us for years they cannot compete with the Dodgers because the Dodgers television contract is so rich, and that's the LA market, and it's 12 million people versus 2 million people, and it's a $1 billion TV deal versus a $200 million TV deal. I'm not using real numbers. I'm just trying to give you the difference here between what the Dodgers can make and versus what the Padres can make. So we were sold forever that the Padres cannot keep up with those teams because they're in the small market and they've got a small market TV deal. Well, when you look at the highest payrolls in all of baseball now, the Padres are not that far behind the Dodgers, the Yankees. I mean, they are tops in baseball. So they have chosen to say it doesn't matter what our TV deal is, and we're no longer selling this small market bull crap, okay? They have decided to put their money where their mouth is and go for it. And Joe Musgrove going forward is a big part of that. Sometimes deals don't work out like Eric Hosmer and Will Myers. They've performed at times. They've not been up to expectations. But this is a guy who has the only no-hitter in franchise history, who's from this town, who has become the leader of that clubhouse, and he has earned the money that we're talking about. And so for me, fiscal responsibility ain't my money. Screw it. Spend it.
They already have a top 10 Major League Baseball payroll. So the idea that they're not paying like the big boys, that's false. So they have that already, top 10 payroll. They have two guys who are viewed as superstars on their roster, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. They have names on their pitching staff, not including Joe Musgrove. So they have all the components of a team that should be competing for a World Series. They have a well-known manager now. They have all the components going forward to compete for a World Series. So again, I don't want to jeopardize the components that we have for one guy if that guy's not an everyday guy. Now, if we're talking about overpaying for Freddie Freeman at first base, okay, you got me. Give him whatever he needs because that's an everyday guy. Again, I don't have a problem with Joe Musgrove, but I believe with the makeup that Joe Musgrove has, we have to be fiscally responsible and strategic with how we cut the next check for him. Should we pay him? Yeah.
Pay
but
that
we
man.
should be reasonable and wise in how we do it.
Great. Then buy the
Pay
t-shirt
that
and
man.
rock the t-shirt. Pay that man. Alex, can you show everybody
We
who's
all
watching?
agree. I
and
can't
everybody
at the moment.
You can't? Oh, you're not,
No.
you're not able to?
KaplanandCrew.com. Click on the shop button.
Okay, there you go. KaplanandCrew.com.
We all agree.
Yeah, pay that man. So, Browner, I don't think there's anything wrong with rocking a Pay That Man t-shirt, man.
Where yours at?
I haven't bought one yet, but that's only but wait a second. It's only because you know me.
Because I think of the three of us, I bought more stuff off the site than the two of you put together.
100% you have. 100%.
So so slow down with the pay that man. Y'all start paying the site. That's what y'all should do. You two, pay the site.
Not pay that man, pay the site.
Pay the site. Buy something.
My biggest problem, I have two problems. One, I'm easily distracted. And two, I'm cheap. So those two, when those two things meet, that's problematic.
Where they intersect, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not a good situation because then what happens is I'm like, I got to go buy that shirt. And then I forget. I get distracted. Or then I'm like, hey, I'm going to go buy that shirt. Oh, then I'm cheap, so. But I'm going to get a Pay That Man t-shirt. I'm also going to get an I'm with D t-shirt. I am. I'm going to get one of those as well.
With Dia.
I don't know if her name's pronounced Dia or Dean or Day. I really don't know how her name is pronounced. D-E-A. Dea. We've been calling her Dea. So
Dean without the N.
Her name is pronounced Dea. Please don't get it wrong. She's one of the owner of the Los Angeles
No, actually, that
Chargers.
priest doesn't like her anymore, according to the lawsuit. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How can a priest not like somebody?
Because you buy the priest. You buy him.
The Spanos family, or Dean and Michael, have pitted the Greek Orthodox priest against Dea.
All right. Well,
what can you purchase a priest?
Oh, dude, it's real easy. Nice contribution to the congregation. It's easy. It's easy to do. Priest will take sides. Rabbi will take sides. I'm sure anybody.
Need to get my money up.
You pay them.
Joe pitches tomorrow.
Nice. Can't wait for Joe Musgrove.
Thanks to Ryan Weathers being here today.
Hey, here's the thing about Musgrove, and this is when I say about him making more money every start. The question is, will he get to start in the All-Star game? And right now, when you look at Musgrove from the Padres and the year that Tony Gonsolin is having, at least the first half of the season for the Dodgers, On paper, right now, Padre fans, you're not going to want to hear it. But on paper, I mean, this is a toss-up. This is not an overwhelming, easy call that Musgrove is the automatic starter. And I mean, Gonsolin's record is one game better. That could change tomorrow when Musgrove pitches. His ERA is just a little bit better. He's first. Musgrove is second. The big difference is Musgrove's pitched so many more innings, and he's got many more quality starts. So that is a tough call.
Well, it's not a tough call, unfortunately, because the game is in LA. If the starts line up, it will be Gonsolin.
Yeah, right. Then it becomes not a hard call. Right.
If
That's
it
why
lines up.
That's why Will Myers was in the home run derby, because it was in San Diego, the All-Star game.
Right. Yeah. So, the Dodgers will have a home run derby participant. They'll have a bunch of starters in the lineup. And if it lines up, it'll likely be Gonsolin. It might even be Anderson, who's 7-0 too. But Musgrove, I would say, because I think a lot of people look at Musgrove the way Browner looks at Musgrove. So for him to get the start, I think it's just not going to happen.
All right, let me do this. I want to talk about.
Ain't that interesting?
Yeah, I know we could keep going forever on this, but I do want to get in a few other things, including a couple weird things that happened last night. So the Dodgers, while the Padres won, the Dodgers also won. So both teams tied for first place. The Dodgers were playing the Angels. Mike Trout, late in the game, this is in the 9th inning. Dodgers are up 2-0, and the bases become loaded. By the way, mostly because Ohtani hit a big double. Now you had Trout on third, Ohtani on second. The bases are loaded, and Craig Kimbrell, who's kind of been say again,
1 out, right?
Yeah, and Craig Kimbrell, who's not been really very good for the Dodgers. I mean, people are pretty disappointed in him. He gets the final 2 strikeouts of the game, and they wind up winning with the bases juiced. But Trout's bat broke in the at-bat. Nobody's ever seen this before. The barrel of the bat, when it broke, it went backwards and got lodged in the opening of the umpire's face mask. Did you see this last night? We're taking a look at the video right now. The bat cracks, and it goes. Well, let's watch it again so I can do a better job of describing it. But Trout knows right away that the umpire took one right to the face, all bloodied up. He had to walk him off the field. But the bat broke really, really down at the bottom, right by Trout's hands, and it helicoptered and ricocheted. And the end that broke, the splintered part, hits the ump. Boom! And there's this still photo where they stilled it, where the bat looks like it's coming out of his eye. That was wild. And by the way, you see Trout as he's headed to first base, hey, sorry, ump. Sorry about that, Blue. My bad,
dog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go run, but my bad, dog.
Yeah, sorry about that, pal.
Yes,
that was crazy.
Yeah, it was gnarly. Very disappointing in the Angels.
Shocker.
Come on. I know you're playing Gonsolin and all, but
Angels
Ohtani's the only one that did anything yesterday.
Yep. And speaking of Ohtani, Browner, you ready for this? The Athletic.
Best 2 players in baseball. They just keep losing.
The picture, by the way.
I mean, they lost to the Dodgers, and I think where Alex is disappointed is because the Angels could have helped the Padres last night. But the Athletic wrote an article. Ken Rosenthal wrote this article in the Athletic, and he's who is he?
The guy that's always wrong about Padres and trades.
Right. That guy.
He
wrote this.
Why we
he
talking
wrote
about
this really. I thought it was a very interesting article in the Athletic, which is this: that with Ohtani, do you realize that Ohtani makes, I want to say $4.25 million, something like that?
Yeah, $5 million.
Yeah. So Ohtani makes $5 million. When he becomes a free agent, the talk is around baseball, he'll make more money than anybody's ever made in baseball before, because he's going to be negotiating. Yeah, he's negotiating as a top level pitcher and a top level power hitter.
Trying to bust the Debo.
Yeah.
Pay me both receiver and running back money.
Yeah. And so right. But the thing is that when they come to that point, to keep Ohtani, as many bad deals as the Angels have done in the past, however many years it's been, to keep Ohtani, they're going to need to pay him so much money that they may look at a guy like Trout and go, you know what? We owe him so much money. The only way to keep Ohtani is to potentially trade Trout. Because to your point, Browner, Why would we have these two guys both making $400 or $500 million on our team at the same time when we're not winning games?
Thank you.
So maybe we use Trout to rebuild our minor league system. That was the notion in the Athletic article. I thought it was very interesting.
Well, listen, if you're going to tout this man as the greatest baseball player ever, you've got to pay him like someone we've never seen. As people want to rain all these praises on Ohtani. Oh, he's the best pitcher and he's the best hitter. Blah 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 blah. All that praise that adds up in money. So Artie Moreno, who is just known for just writing checks, we talk about fiscal responsibility. Y'all ran me out the segment. Now we're not gonna talk about fiscal responsibility for a super duper rich guy who just cuts checks.
I don't care. Let him do it all day long. Doesn't matter to me. Pay that man. Pay him too. Pay Ohtani. You know what we should do?
$600 million.
You know what we should do, Alex? We should start doing pay that man T-shirts for in Angels colors.
Yeah, with Ohtani's number.
If Ohtani wants to win, okay, he'll go to a place where they on the up and up.
He might, by the way.
All right, wait, hold that thought. Stick around. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Rome comes home. Yes, I said it. You can now catch the Jim Rome Show Monday through Friday, noon until 3 p.m. on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. Back to San Diego, where it all started, on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Please welcome 4 of the 5 San Diego County Teachers of the Year from the 2021-2022 school year. From Central Elementary School, Laura Reyes. From Westville High School, Tiffany George. From San Jose Elementary School, Jacqueline Jordan. And from St. Joe Chavez Middle School, Todd Sanders. Teachers, please deliver the pitch. San Diego County Teachers of the Year with their honorary pitch.
I thought I was okay. I had a degree, I had work experience. I should be able to provide for my kids. But they're just things that you don't plan on in life.
My husband got laid off and we are a family of 5.
My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I would ask the doctors, what can I do? And they would just say, just make sure she's eating. Our lives just changed completely. Thank God that we always had a plate of food.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
Point Loma Nazarene baseball battled but fell short in the NCAA Division II championship game. PNLU got the win against Rollins to earn their spot in the national title game, but had to turn around and take on undefeated and top seed North Greenville in the same day. The Sea Lions fell behind early against the Crusaders and couldn't quite hold on to close a gap midway through and find a rhythm, losing 5-3. Point Loma became the first Pac-West team to make it to the championship, as well as became the first team to exceed 50 wins in a season. This year's PNLU team is the second athletic program in school history to reach a championship. The men's basketball team made it to their title game in 2019 and also finished runner-up. Congratulations to the Sea Lions on a historic season. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View. You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
What's going on to all the great friends that watch the show on television here on Cox Your View? What you're about to see will never be heard on radio, won't be seen on YouTube, no audio podcast. This is just for you here on Cox Your View.
Oh, shit. It's actually 6 minutes.
Okay, here we go. Hey, great friends. Those of you who are watching on Cox, on Channel 4 San Diego, Channel 4 Santa Barbara, or anywhere in Southern California on the Cox Your View network, we had been promoting for a long time Egg Fest down in Chula Vista. And on the weekend of, let's see, it was June 12th, Sunday, June 12th, that's when the event went down. So Grande, Brown Man, let's show all of the Cox viewers what they missed. Did you guys have fun? This was a great event. I loved it.
More importantly, there was lots of food, lots and lots and lots of food.
Yeah. But there were also a lot of listeners that came down.
A lot of listeners, yeah.
A lot of listeners who live in the South Bay area that were like, hey, I knew you guys were going to be nearby, so I came over. And by the way, here's one thing that's interesting. Not only were there a lot of listeners, a lot of female listeners, which I thought was super cool. And what I hear from the ladies is, I love it when you guys talk sports, but I really love it even more when you guys aren't talking sports.
Yeah, it's when you bring, this much sex appeal to a show, you get a different audience, Scott,
Facts.
I know.
Facts.
Sexy.
I mean, look at these three mugs,
Totally.
That saying face for radio doesn't apply here.
Hey, there was one lady that showed up, 62 years old, white woman. All she wanted to do was talk about how Browner's her boyfriend. And I'm like, see, Brown? I'm like, this is your demo, man.
That's right.
Alex, show us, what are we going to take a look at? So this is exclusive for Cox. I mean, we'll talk about this on air, but this is stuff you're only going to see here on Cox Channel 4 in Your View. What are we going to look at here first, Alex?
What do you want to look at first? You have Browner being a drone videographer. You have pictures of food. You have we talked to Brian after.
All right, let's do this. Let's start off with food, because that's what Egg Fest was really all about. It was all about the food, right? So what are you going to show us here? Let's take a look.
This stole the show, right? I mean, you gotta.
Right. Yeah. Pig on the big green egg, which, to me doesn't look great, but it was pretty damn good. No, it doesn't look good.
Oh, it looks, when I walked in, that was the first thing I saw. I walked in to the left. This guy had that big green egg wide open. I was like, well, I know where I'm camping. This is where I'm going right here.
I couldn't eat it, man. It was too much. It was too close to looking like a real pig, man.
Well, it was a real pig.
It was a real pig.
I like to eat my food anonymously. I don't like it. I don't like to look at it and then put it in my mouth. I couldn't do that.
When I get a burger, it's just a burger.
Right.
I need to see the cow that it came from.
Bro.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't eat it, man.
Any other Any other food shots that we should take a look at? Because you like the pig. We didn't really love the pig.
Did you guys end up trying the bacon wrapped Oreo?
I did not try the bacon wrapped Oreo, but I think on the right side here, there's a bacon wrapped piece of chicken. Is that what that is?
No, it was a pork belly.
Oh, that's the pork belly. Oh, and what's that little sandwich you got going there?
Pulled pork sandwich.
Dude, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good.
You know what's funny is that this whole time you just keep going from tent to tent to tent to tent, eating. I didn't take any pictures at all. Like the only reason I took a picture of the bacon wrapped Oreo was because I was going to text it to my lady. I was like, dude, they got bacon wrapped Oreos here.
You said they were pretty bomb though.
Okay, so it's really it was confusing. It really was confusing. You take a bite and your mouth is like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? And then the more you eat it, you're like, yeah, this is actually fantastic.
How about
bacon wrapped Oreo?
How about any pictures? Any pictures you got, Alex, of us with lots of listeners that were down? Because that was fun. That to me was a lot of fun. Hanging out with great friends. Oh, look at this crew right here. This is a great crew. Fat Tony's in the house. Tommy. This couple right here, they're wonderful. I love these two to my left. And then my friend Suzanne is on the far left. But this is a really wonderful couple, drinking beers, supporting. That was great. Anybody else? Anybody else? Oh, this lady right here. She works for the county of San Diego. What a sweetheart she is. She gave me her phone number. I went to text her to give her my phone number, and she gave me a landline. So I maybe I put the wrong phone number in. I don't know. Who else?
Girlfriend?
Oh, Browner's girlfriend. This woman. She's like, I
Sup,
love
boo?
Browner.
Sup, boo?
That's your girl, huh, Brown?
Yeah, that's my girl right there. Shout out.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. She gave me her Instagram.
Her husband
handle.
understand.
Her husband was like, I get it. That's Cheryl Delaney, by the way. Cheryl
Her husband
Delaney.
was like, take her.
Hey, Alex, show us the video. I know I talked to Brian a little bit. He was super excited about how the day went down. Show us that video if you could. Let's take a look. Yo, so we promoted Eggfest for a long time. And today, Brian Bushfield, what do you think?
Huge success. Big. Look at it. We got 20 chefs, 40 eggs.
20 chefs, 40 eggs. We're walking in circles.
Tailing off. We would have been here an hour ago. We couldn't have done this video. There were so many people. Beer garden, huge success.
Yeah, and we did so much of the promotion besides radio was exclusive on Cox. So for everybody that's watching on Cox, dude, way to come out and support. Nice.
Right. And I mean, if you're thinking about advertising, Scott, Kaplan and crew, Cox Cable, way to go.
Thank you for that. All right, hey, instant unsolicited. There you go. Thank you, Brian.
Unsolicited.
God, I'm fat. I got to lose weight. I need to lose.
Come
15
on, man. That's
pounds.
what you saw.
Dude, I got to lose 15 to 20 pounds. Hey, look, bottom line is this. To all the Cox Your View viewers out there, we really appreciate your support. And we'll keep on doing this where there's just Cox exclusive content.
We are very proud to announce that the Mightier 1090 is SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate. Introducing the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. One of the largest radio stations in North America just got bigger and better. Joining forces with the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company. You need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
What keeps me coming back is just learning more about myself in the classroom, and as I learn more about myself, I can share more about myself with my students, and I can open up more and care more and love more and teach more by example.
Teaching is just one of those things that if you have a heart for it, you've found your place, and I have found my place. I get to help little people realize what it means to learn something for the first time, and that's something like reading that will be with them for the rest of their lives.
Still a little bit overwhelmed, maybe a little bit surprised. You know, you don't go into teaching for awards, you go into teaching because you sincerely believe you can make a difference in young people's lives, and that's kind of what got me into the field in the first place.
We use our phones to order our food, catch a ride, share our stories, and so much more. SDCCU made banking from your mobile device easy too. You can do so much, get up-to-date account balances, check on pending deposits, transfer money, deposit checks, and more. Safely and securely, all through the convenience of your smartphone. SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it's better.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific, every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
My name is Charles. 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. It set me on a journey to better understand this condition. It's taken me around the world as I hope to change not only my life,